Live from New York, it's Thursday night Hangout Conversations with Matt Rappaport. Tonight, artists in the plus with special guest John Voshell. Here is your host, Matthew Rappaport.
And I'm muted and talking to myself.
Yeah.
Was all that muted? See, all this work for nothing. Welcome to Hangout Conversations. I am Matt Rappaport, and you just watched me talk to myself. That guy is Tom. That's not his real hair. Welcome to the show. Tom was on the show last week, and we met on the show. We had a little debate, and now I'm going to be hurling with him. For those of you that don't know Hurl, it's Hang Out in Real Life tomorrow at New York Comic Con, and we're going to meet a couple of awesome people, Speed Painter, Cliff Roth, and Aaron Wood. Good times. And welcome to Jersey. This is the first time I have a sidekick, and I have a sidekick behind you. He's like the backup sidekick, right? In the back.
Yeah.
He's like, we're just in case something happens.
Just hanging out in the corner there.
Just in case. He's like, hey. He's like, I'm having some food porn. I'm getting myself ready, reading some notes, making things happen. We have a great show, Artists in the Plus. As you said, John Voshell will be here. We have a lot of awesome musicians scheduled to pop in and to say hello and sing or play guitar or tell us their inner secrets, their childhood and all that. So usually I talk about what happened last week, and last week we did the presidential debate, and the week before, or 2 weeks before, I did the 25-hour Hangout Marathon, which is a lot of fun. John was there. I wish I
had been there for that. That sounded like a great time. It looked great.
We had a good time. Thank you, John. Or Tim. Tom. I'm like, Tom, John, I can't even get your name straight. Tim, Dick, and Harry. See what happens. Not enough coffee today. But yeah. It was a lot of fun, and we also have this new Google Plus mobile app on Android and iPhone, which was released at like midnight last night that everyone has uploaded. And,
and it's been working great for me today on Android. Yeah,
and for those of us with iPhone, we're crying. We're like, why is it not doing the thing that? I mean, for some reason, it doesn't. The posting, the plussing of comments and stuff isn't there, but the page management is cool. And so I know John will talk to him about that, being able to control artists in the plus at any given moment, which will be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are watching. Hello out there, Shell Spells, and Heather Faye is watching, and a lot of other awesome people are checking us out, as they do every week, Thursday nights, starting at promptly at 8:15. What? No. Eastern, 5:15 p.m. Pacific. And without further ado, let's introduce our tonight's guest, John Voshell. He is John Voshell from Delaware. Artist in the Plus. He is a good guy. I've hung out with you in real life on 2 occasions, at the first New York City Hurl and at the second one. I consider you a good buddy, and I'm so happy to see that Artist in the Plus is exploding, and it's not just me singing cover songs, which nobody really wants to hear. So how are you, John? Welcome. How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. So tell us a little bit about how you got started, why you decided to do Artists in the Plus, where it came from, and where and how it took off, and how you got friendly with all the musicians here on Google Plus.
Well, as soon as this train stops going by my house, I
choo choo! That's the sound effect. Sound effect.
You gotta love live TV. I'm telling you.
I mean, it's like random people just show up, like Tina Vale shows up out of nowhere, and Koehler shows up out of nowhere. I don't know where these. It's like you just magically drop Artists on the Plus. They just magically appear in a hangout. It's like, what are you gonna do next? You're gonna bring Laura Marie out of nowhere? Oh my God! How do you? Is that like talent? Do you use like magic or something? Or do you have anything left? Is there anybody else hidden out there I don't know about that's gonna jump in? Or snap your fingers for me. Oh my God! Oh my God! How did that happen? See, Google Plus has magic and effects. People are like, what's different about Google Plus? You can make people just appear out of thin air. So, hey everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to Hangout Conversations. You all look pretty good out of thin air. I'll let John introduce you all. Now that the train is gone, he's like, I was going to answer your question, but it took too long to answer that question.
Yeah, the train. What are you going to do? Okay, we got Corey Koehler over here.
Hey Corey, welcome to the show.
The lovely Laura Marie.
Hey Laura, and she's muted.
Max.
I had that problem too.
Lugavere. Hey, I hope I said that right.
Close.
The lovely Tina Vale.
Hello.
And I just love your sidekicks hair down here.
Yeah, exactly. Tom with the blonde hair. He's a natural blonde, as you can tell by his he's already ready for Movember. You got Movember going on already. Everyone's like, what is that? That's where people just don't shave for the month of November. So yeah, so John, so how did Artists in the Plus come to be? How did you get it together and start that page?
Well, you were talking about the 2 times we hung out in New York City for the 2 Google events, and I actually studied radio and television broadcasting when I was in high school, and I got away from it. I didn't stay in college long enough and went through a lot of medical issues, and I was out of work for a long time. And when I joined Google Plus, it was people like you, Matt, that made me feel at home and comfortable, and I ended up going to that first event. And I was impressed so much by the community and how I got along with everybody and how much it meant to everybody there, and just, the feeling of the whole event, that on the way home, the concerts and everything made me remember how much I love music and how much I love being in that business. So actually on the bus ride home is when I decided to start Artists in the Plus, and it just started as something to help out 4 or 5 musician friends on there like Heather Faye and Ryan Van Sickle, and it grew from there. It just exploded, and now it's hundreds of people around the globe, and I've never been happier, and I'm just happy that I can help all of them out, and Google's just a great platform right now.
It's really cool to hear how
awesome.
how you got like it's a focus. It's almost like you were having a good time. You're enjoying Google Plus. You met all these great people, and you know what, I'm gonna help people, and I'm gonna give back to the community. And my focus is the Artists in the Plus, and really pushing people out there through Hangouts and Hangouts on Air, and that's pretty cool that you're able to really do that, and you support so many musicians, so many people, and John is generally a nice guy. He's a genuine, legit, really cool person to hang with. Nice guy. Never heard him ever once say anything negative or mean, or he's always ready for action. He was ready to hear the next song, and it's awesome to see Artists in the Plus succeed the way it has. So, John, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you discovered, one by one, you can, in any order you want, how you discovered each person on Google Plus, and how you were introduced to each person in this room on Google Plus, and maybe what your favorite song by them is, if you know offhand, or a song you like of theirs, and we'll pressure them. We'll make them play that song. They're like, no, I don't want to sing that. Okay.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. Okay, favorite songs. My favorite song by Corey would have to be the one that I believe he wrote for his uncle as a wedding gift, called "Take This Ring," which is a very beautiful song.
Cool.
And one of the favorites on Artists in the Plus by a lot of people. Laura Marie would be "Love You Like Me," which is also a very beautiful video. Max has a really cool YouTube video that you could check out that begins with part of a Sting cover and ends with one of his songs called "Fingers Crossed."
That's how you draw them in.
Yeah.
Tina Vale used to have a record deal with a group called Redmond and Vale, and they have oh man, I'm gonna get the wrong name of the song wrong.
That's okay. I know what you're saying.
allowed to.
If I had a nickel, that song, the duet on CMT, yeah.
Yes, but that is a very fun video, and I really like that song.
Thanks.
Cool. And so, when was the first time you heard all these artists? When was the first time you discovered them? Through Hangouts mostly? Did you discover them through other people? Like, how did you find most of them on Google Plus?
Tina Vale I just kept hearing about through people like TC Dean and people in other Hangouts, and so I started checking out YouTube, and I came across those videos, and I also saw another video I really liked from a fundraiser she did.
For my friend.
This year, she did a cover of Proud Mary, which was really good.
Oh, thank you.
Keep on rolling.
Sweet.
Max, I actually have just starting to discover all the great stuff he's done, from his TV show to stuff he's working on now. I was introduced to him through one of Dario's concerts. Laura Marie, I just discovered her music through YouTube and seeing her videos, and I mean, she's an amazing artist. And Corey, I just discovered here on Google Plus also.
Cool. So, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of artists, a lot of musicians and artists, and there's a great supportive community for all things happening here on Google Plus, and it's cool to see how not just groups of people come together, but also how the art and the music interact, how someone does, like, I know, like, for instance, Ashley Nathans did a thriller artwork for Heather Faye recently, and she used that to sell her album, which was kind of cool. And to see how different talent comes together. Some musicians are doing things together as well. So it's pretty cool to see how people are taking Google Plus and piecing things together, whether they're doing shows or on-air concerts or different projects. And so, you know, charity is a big thing. So, Tina Vale, you were doing, John mentioned charity, and charity is big here in Google Plus. What are some of the how does it work with charity and doing music for raising money for charity? Like, what are some tips? Done? Yeah, what have you done? And what are some tips you can give to musicians that want to get involved in raising money for charity?
Basically, find something that touches your heart. My last charity event was for my friend who lost 3 children in an Arizona plane crash. And I wrote a song for her memorial, and then they put on a huge benefit concert in Atlanta that I sang that song. And, you know, there's so many charities that you really have to find something that just touches your heart. And then share your music, your gift, your writing, just to extend yourself and your art. You know, I always say plant seeds as you go. It doesn't have to be huge, just plant seeds, and it'll become a beautiful garden somewhere.
That's cool. Yeah, so while I'm with you, Tina, why don't we just go right into influences? Who are your favorite artists today, and what was like your biggest one or a couple of influences as a musician?
I have a funky side to me, so I love Prince. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. But then I also love jazz, like Nora Jones. I love Anna Nalick. I'm a lyrics person, so beautiful lyrics, beautiful melody, something that touches me, you know, deeply. So I have a little bit of everything in me. I think that I just love all different types of music, really. You know, a lot of people listen to music and they'll just listen to the music and they won't even hear the lyrics. And I have to listen to the lyrics. And those are the writers that I love, too.
I'm the same way.
Are you the same way? Yeah. I mean, it goes over some people's heads where they don't even listen to the lyrics. I think you've got to be kidding me, because I listen to every single word.
I was actually for a lot of years. I didn't listen to lyrics at all.
I know. Isn't that funny that most people don't?
But I think most people do. Yeah, I agree. Most people hear the melody and it's catchy, and they'll go da 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 da. They won't know and sometimes you can't even make out the words. I mean, do you guys find sometimes you're like, I can't. You listen, you're like, and then you're like, you've been singing it one way your whole life. You're like, that's not it. That's the word. Like, is there one song that comes to mind where you guys finally found out that like you've been singing it one way this whole time, and that it wasn't that word, or like, I mean, Nirvana, obviously, but when you think of like.
I think on Michael Jackson's, before it was Annie, Are You Okay? I was like, what is that? Ranny, no.
Right? You're like, I don't know what he's saying. I gotta see a little
the Annie, Are You Okay? You know, Annie, Are You Okay? You know.
Does anybody else have a song like that where it's like, can't believe
I got one that is a little less mainstream. Fish, Phish, has a song, Possum. And there's a line, your end is the road. Years and years and years when I was a kid, thought it was your head hits the road.
Nice.
By Possum, you said?
Yeah, Possum by Fish.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's a song where someone, I don't know if you know who Robert Earl Keen Jr. is, but he has a song called the Buckin' Song, and he intentionally kind of phrased the line between, you know, Buckin' and the more notorious that rhymes with Buckin'. So he just, I don't know, that's kind of funny. So he does it intentionally, so check that out.
Yeah.
Well, everyone thought, I mean, not everyone, but I always thought Family Guy, he was saying effing cry, but he was saying laughing cry, so. I mean,
exactly.
Things like that happen. You're like, you know, it's hard. It's interesting what people hear. But so, do you guys think, obviously, melody and lyrics are both important? They both are equally as important. Do you think, I mean, what comes first?
All of it.
What comes first for you guys, the lyrics or the melody? Maybe anybody.
Oh, definitely the lyrics for me.
Lyrics?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, occasionally I'll pick up my guitar, start messing with it, and go from there. For the most part, it's lyrics. Usually a phrase when I'm driving around or running or something like that. Something will pop into my head, and then I just take it from there.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I find it really hard to turn a poem into a song. Like, for me, it usually starts with, like, a chord progression or something, and then I'll just, like, sing unintelligible gibberish over it, and then like within that sort of like subconscious spewing that you start singing out, you'll hear something that sort of like sounds like a word, and then you kind of like follow that, you know. A lot of my songs have sort of come out that way. It's also a good way to just sort of let your subconscious take the wheel, you know.
Yeah,
it is.
Fine. What does this feel like? What does this feel like? What does this feel like? And you just sit there and ask you that question over and over, and eventually something comes. But
yeah, totally.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, mine's it happens in different waves. Sometimes it's lyrics first, sometimes it's music and lyrics. Usually with lyrics, I will rewrite till I land safely.
Do you guys ever feel like, oh, what if I came up with this perfect song, but it's not, it's already written? Like, do you all the time, do you feel like it's like, because you guys are listening to music as well, that's not your own, you're listening to music all the time on the radio, you're humming things, and so then you write a song you think is great, and you're like, have you guys ever written a song, you're like, oh my god, that's actually this song, or a piece of that song, and you feel like, oh, it's not, no, like frustrating. Does that ever happen to you guys, or
do you mean where you listen to something and it subliminally came into your song, or you wrote something and it's very similar?
Probably the second one, I think. Where you
know something. What? You're right. If you listen to a lot of songs, you have to be careful, because you might write something amazing and going, is that my melody? I mean, that's what. Yeah, you do have to be careful.
I mean, there are only so many chords, right?
But, I mean, in country music, think about it, it used to be just, for a long time, 3 chords. So what can you do? That all used to sound the same.
Well, they even say that now they've done, polling of hits, and they're really the same chord progression. So different keys, same chord progression. You're going to you're going to end up borrowing from other people no matter what you do. But I studied under a poet for a while who challenged me to always try to say something in a way that I wouldn't regularly say it, or wouldn't hear it, or haven't heard it. And so sometimes, I would try to challenge myself to do that. Other times I just want to say it as plainly as possible, and some of those ideas are just common ideas. But I think sometimes you go that way just so that it'll be more relatable,
See, I've had it where people have said, like, after I've released a song, they'll be like, hey, that sounds like so-and-so, and I'll be like, damn, you're right, and I never intended for that to happen.
You're late, boy! No, so I want to talk more. I like the round table talking. I didn't know which way we're going to go. See, and we're all doing pretty good. Let's go into it. Let's put someone on pressure. John, you put someone on the spot. Who wants to sing? Can someone sing one of the songs that John mentioned? Maybe the Ring song, Corey, or?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
I'm going to put my kids to bed, but I'll be back.
Put your kids to bed. Sure. I mean, usually they say ladies first. So Tina or Laura, would you like to start?
Laura, you can go ahead. If I do it, I'm going to just sing something a cappella that I've recently written, just because my equipment is on the fritz, so it'll just be my voice. But Laura can start at. Laura, yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. I have to tune up my guitar first.
Or do you want, unless you want me to do a cappella song?
Tune it up. Yeah, we do.
You can mute me.
We want everything. Oh no, we want to hear you too.
Yeah, this is the best part of any jam.
Let's just hear her tune. Yeah.
Let's just listen to you tune.
Go ahead and tune.
We'll talk over you tuning.
All right.
She's like, oh great, thank you.
We're judging you. So while she's tuning, are you guys all trained musicians, or do you teach yourself?
A little bit of both.
Both? Okay. What about for you, Max? Did you teach yourself, or did you study?
No, I did not. I did not study. If I studied, I would be a much better guitar player. But I taught myself out of that. The tuning is going great with.
Oh my gosh! It's like, oh, I lost my train of thought. What was that?
What about Tina? What about you? Do you play guitar too?
No, I play a little bit of keyboard to write. I am not trained vocally. I grew up, my father's a musician. He was a comedian, entertainer, and I grew up singing at like 8 years old with him. So mine's just locking myself in a bedroom for 5 or 6 hours at a time and practicing as a little girl.
Can we put pressure on you to remember one of your father's jokes, or no?
One of my dad's jokes?
Yeah, you said he's a comedian. Is there anything that comes to mind that you just... You're like, they're all terrible? What? No, they can't be.
No, they're great, but they're long.
Oh, all right. They're all like, kind of like Catskill length.
He was like, you know, he's amazing. He really should do an interview. He was from the Dean Martin era, you know, the Rat Pack and all that. So he has just that beautiful, you know, crooner type voice and plays piano and just amazing.
Awesome. Laura Marie is in the final stages of tuning.
Yeah, can you hear that? Because, you know, I just realized I didn't plug in my good mic, so I don't know how well you can hear this.
Sounds great.
You
sounds great.
Bad mic on my shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you switched over to studio?
Not yet. I'm going to do that right now.
Stu Studio.
Yeah.
Stu Studio.
Stu Studio. Woo woo.
All right, there we are.
Ooh, all right, everybody mute. We're going to get a little crowd mute, everybody.
You ready for me to start then?
Yes, Laura Marie on Hangout Conversations.
So this is Love You Like Me, the acoustic version. I can love you like a song, give you words to sing along, all the words you want to hear. And I can love you every day, so I never miss your face, should the daylight disappear. And I can love you in a dream and keep you coming back to me, should you have to leave me here. I can love you like me, I can love you like me. But in this song, I can love you like a storm, then settle down and keep you warm, be the place you wanna go. Then I can love you like a wave, coming crashing on your day, should you find your nights alone. Let me love you like my heart's wrapped around you in the dark, be your mind to have and hold. I can love you like me, I can love you like me. But in this song, others can take all of these words and make the same mistakes we made that I won't erase. There's not a single moment that I'd ever trade. So let me love you like it's wrong and wrap the words around my tongue, let the meaning fall below. I can love you like me, I can love you like me. I wanna love you till it's right and leave the questions all behind, 'cause believe me now I know I can love you like me, I can love you like me. In this song, in this song, that's how I love you, baby, how I love you, baby, yeah, yeah. That's how I love you, baby, it's how I love you, baby.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That is beautiful.
Yeah, that was
I love it.
So
that was
good.
gorgeous.
It's like, no, we can't sing after that. No.
Your studio sounds beautiful. I know. I'm like, I'll just support everybody in Pom Pom Cheer because I don't have a studio set up.
Go now, Laura. Switch back into voice mode. You're like, that's okay. No, I asked them if there could be, like, you know, if you hover over yourself, there's a little mute button, but it would be nice if there's a little toggle right there, so you wouldn't have to go into settings. You just
that's all right. I got it.
Yeah, no, it's future stuff.
Future stuff.
In the future.
That was so good.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
So what inspired you to write that? Like, what was the? Can you talk it out, or is it?
Yeah, I can talk it out. I've been married for 20 years. This past year. So,
you look like you're 20. 20 years. Wow.
I was, you know, at birth, I was given.
You were like married. You're like you were. There was no choice. They were like, here's a ring. Put the ring on.
I have those Hispanic genes that kind of make you look younger than you are. It's my Latinness.
Nice.
No, but yeah, 20 years, and you know, you go through the ups and downs with that, and so you realize that there's you wouldn't really change the bad times because they kind of what made the good times what they were. You know what I mean? So it's kind of
that sounds like a song. What you just said. That sounded like.
So it came from part of that. Came from like it also came from this whole idea that I had these people in my life that wanted a lot from me. You know, whether it was friendship-wise or just, you know, very demanding, and I was just like, you know, I had this whole idea of unconditional love and the way you express that to people, and I just was also coming from the idea that, like, I can't give too much of myself to everybody. I've got, you know, other things to take care of, so it was also coming from that idea of I can love you in different ways, I can show you how I care in different ways, you know, than just the way I do it, you know, sort of thing. So it came from a lot of different sources.
Cool.
Love it.
And so you're married 20 years, and so you have children too, or?
Yeah, I have 2 children. I have 2 boys, yeah.
Awesome. And so what do they think of their mommy being a singer?
They're pretty used to it. I've been doing it. I mean, I you know, was performing with one of them in my arms, sort of thing. I, you know, was carrying them around while I was doing all that. They're used to it. It's like, it's just a normal thing for them all the time. And, you know, when my youngest was little, he would just come in and put his hands over my strings. I'm talking now, you know, sort of thing. But they
stop playing, mommy.
Stop playing. I'm talking.
And you said one of your arms, but I saw that one arm has like a tattoo.
Yeah, it's kind of like that idea. It's be love. It's just this whole idea of, you know, unconditional love and trying to everything that you do towards other people, coming from this place of not romantic love, but, you know, just that seeing people through love and the eyes of love and that sort of thing. So.
Cool. And do you find most of your, I don't know all your songs, is love a big, like, topic that comes up often? You know,
it's a big theme, definitely. I mean, I have songs that aren't focused around that, but yeah, it is a big theme for me. Very much so. Yeah.
I see Max kind of gearing up. He's like, I'm ready to kind of rock out here, like microphone pushed, tune in. Max, how do you feel about love, Max?
You know, I have mixed feelings. I think that it is fantastic to be in love. It's the best thing that sort of life has to offer, you know. But on the other hand, it can make you so comfortable that, like, sometimes the artistic spirit gets sort of starved a little bit, you know. Like, my favorite little fun fact is that Franz Kafka ended like 4 marriages that he was in because he said that when he was in them, he was so comfortable that he couldn't write, you know. And I don't know if that's true. That's probably a bit more tortured than I tend to get.
It ruined his art. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I mean, I love love. Trust me. I mean, I'm the biggest fan of love.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's interesting that, like, all of my artistic inspiration comes from being, like, romantically kind of, you know, unsettled. So I don't know. Like, if I was always in love, in a state of bliss, like, where would my art be? You know.
All right,
it's like the burden of artisthood, I think.
Do you think? Yeah, I mean, there are some people that are they like to write very happy, and some people that want to get deep into the soul and deep into, like, the negative or the or life, country and blues really step on your life, and there's positive too. So I mean, you're all over the place. I guess most artists are, but there are some artists that never write a negative song, and there's some artists that never write a happy song, or I should say sad and happy, right? So not to belittle songs into happy or sad, but
no. I mean, I have very few happy songs. I don't have any happy song. I think that actually,
not everybody's gonna be a Smurf.
Hey, you know what? I split the difference too, Max. I mean, I pour my pain into my music too.
Do you?
Yes, wholeheartedly. And I have some killer rip your heart out songs. So yeah, I get that.
Well, music is kind of
not
like
everything's
therapy,
happy.
right?
Yeah, it truly is therapy. It's your whole life on pages.
Yeah.
It really is. So regardless of what you're hurting about, you're going to spill it out into your music. Or it could be something someone else is going through, actually.
I find profound beauty in the dark side of existence, of the human condition.
I do too.
Yeah,
and I think that is the responsibility of the artist, to turn that darkness into poetry. I mean,
I do too. And I feel it when someone writes that,
Yeah.
And songs, do you guys believe that songs go through over course of time, they're going to go through changes and need something different than when you first wrote them, right?
For some reason, if you're a little more sad or broken, your best music comes out. When everything's Nirvana and you're happy, I don't know. I hit more blocks than when I'm really unraveled and feeling it.
Yeah, you're like Partridge Family, not happening.
No, not really.
It's not.
I mean, I'll still write, but the best songs come from a well of experience and pain or suffering, or because you're pouring every ounce of energy of who you are into it. Not that you're not doing that when you're happy, but
how about when you're
I don't know. Don't you?
What, Troy?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, I can understand that. I used to think that I could only write songs if I was depressed or whatever, but then over the last couple of years, I wouldn't say that I've been like this super happy guy rolling around, handing out smiley faces everywhere I go. But to me, it seems like instead of making a connection with, like, say, I write my best stuff when I'm depressed because I've had those feelings as well. I think it's you write your best stuff maybe when you feel most alive.
When you're feeling, yes.
Alive could be like,
vulnerable, yeah.
When you're vulnerable, exactly.
Sure.
You're right.
I kind of went through a whole thing where, I thought I suffered from depression for a good long time, and that was kind of part of what I did in songwriting.
Yeah.
I had this big thing where I was like suicide attempt survivor, so it's kind of part of my message and that thing.
Yeah.
And then there came a point where I just said, at some point I have to let go of this, and am I going to still have, I really did question, am I going to still have my art, because I don't have that sort of thing to draw from. And I was really, really just glad and grateful to find that I did have it, in a different direction. But it was scary, because you don't want to let go of things that you've just grown so accustomed to as being where you draw your energy from. And for me, it was a huge monumental shift. But yeah, I mean, it's there. I think it's where, saying earlier that it's really where you draw, where your strongest feelings are, whether those be good or bad, or darkness or light or whatever.
You're exactly right. I think I split the difference, because I'll have up days, happy, and then I think as all of us as artists, we're going to have those days that are just a little bit little bit harder. So mine kind of vacillate. I try and split the difference. Some happy, some sad, some,
Cool.
Wherever you're at the time, I think.
Well,
you wake up 2 a.m., it's where you are at the time.
Well, speaking of 2 a.m., let's let Max jump on in with his sort of 2 a.m. vibe or whatever he's got going on. It's like, I wrote the song in the back of a pickup at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Feeling kind of weird, saucy.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into
studio, and I'm gonna mute
Studio.
everybody. And when I mute you, don't be offended. It's just for sound and for the audience. I love you all. You're like, no, what happened? What did I do?
Yeah. Okay, so thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Sounds good. Okay, awesome. So this is a song that I wrote called "Weather Advisory," and it is it's sort of one of the more optimistic songs that I've written. So here it goes. Have you seen what's on TV? There's a strong advisory. It's gonna rain and winds will blow. It could even snow. Trees will fall. Wait and see. I've boarded up my windows, baby, when the world comes crashing to its knees. Calamity will somehow be poetry. I'm holding you, just hold on to me. I know you're scared. All we are is fragile bodies. We're so unprepared for everything we hold so dear to fade away like yesterday. I've boarded up my windows, baby, for when the sky surrenders to your sea. Calamity will somehow be poetry when I'm holding you. Just hold on to me. So hold on, keep holding on to me, to me, to me, my love. I've boarded up my windows, baby, for when the world comes crashing to its knees. Calamity will somehow be poetry when I'm holding you, when I'm holding you, when I'm holding you, just hold on to me.
Woo! Hold on, Max. Hold on.
Yay.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you guys. Thanks.
Love it. Love
So
it.
You could have been in the back of a pickup with the weather coming.
Yes.
Could have been.
Did you guys notice my headphones were like falling off of my head?
You played it off very well.
You did it. You
I
made
thought that was
it.
part of the song. I thought it was weather advisory, like there was an earthquake or
Yeah.
something happening.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a vibe.
Yeah, well, I'm in LA. There are earthquakes all the time, maybe.
So was that song about one specific person or just a general feeling?
You know, that song is about one particular person, I think. But really, what inspired the song was this sort of I don't know. I had this like this vibe of doing like a sort of post-apocalyptic, like let's just sort of bunker up and protect each other sort of vibe. But then wanting to use sort of stormy weather as a metaphor for like, you know.
What if all the power went out in the entire world? What? Yeah. That would never happen.
Well, here's a yeah. But here's a funny thing about that song that I don't think I've told anybody. So this is like an exclusive for you guys. The original lyric. So that song is the lyric is, "I've boarded up my windows for when the world comes crashing to its knees." The original lyric, like when I first write it, was, "I've boarded up my windows and rented all your favorite DVDs."
Oh, and then you're like, "What's a DVD?" No, everyone's like, "What's a DVD?"
Yeah. Right.
No zombies in there. No zombies.
DVDs, but I want it to be future-proof. I wanted my song to endure the test of time. So I took
there you go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's tough too. As a musician, you have the vinyl and you have the 8-track and you have the tapes and the records and that's vinyl and CDs and all that stuff. So MP3s, everything, the cloud.
It's weird how technology is such an integral part of our lives. I mean, this is all happening thanks to technology. So it's amazing. It's like magic, but at the same time, it's like the least sexy thing to incorporate into a song.
Oh, hey. that totally reminds me though that there's this book called what's it called? It's called I know. It's called Hit DNA, and it's written by this guy Jay Frank. I want to say he's a pretty. He used to do the AOL. No, yeah, I don't remember, some music service. He's a big deal. Anyway, he wrote this book. It's about how technology has affected the way we write songs, and how that we have to look at technology to see how we write our songs, to see what's going to be, whether it's the length of the song, whether there's a short or long intro, whether you start with a chorus or you start with a verse. It's a fascinating book about how technology has affected the way songs are written.
And a lot of people...
Oh, amazing.
Go ahead. Oh.
I was going to say, these days, you want to write longer songs. That's the idea. Yeah. But I know they said, the Beatles, back in the Beatles days, if you wrote something over 3 minutes, the radio stations might not play it just because they want to squeeze as much music into an hour that they possibly can.
Yeah.
And that is a really good book. If you're a musician, you got to read that. There's all kinds of little tips and tricks in there to enhance your song. And I mean, little things that work, I don't know.
Well,
it's really cool.
As awesome as technology is, and you see, this is possible because of technology. You think about what has come and the attention spans of people. And the Beatles wrote short songs. They wrote a couple of longer ones, and they were great. But then you have other musicians where even something like a Gangnam Style song where it's the same lyrics over and over again, and people are just there's no it's or a Bieber song.
Great.
There are a lot of different lyrics in that song. It just sounds like it to you because you don't know Korean.
I'm not experienced. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that a lot of songs seem like there's less words. Do you guys find that there are more songs, there are just less lyrics? It's like the chorus is the big thing, and then maybe some people have songs where they just repeat the same lyric or words kind of over and over again, and that's the whole song.
If you're talking about hit songs, definitely. But I mean, I'm a lot into the folk scene, and I listen to a lot of that. So, I mean, I have my own Pandora station. That's kind of, not my own. I mean, never mind. Hold on. Let me start over.
You don't own the station. You set it on your phone. You put
stuff that stuff that's more lyric oriented. So I miss a lot of that other stuff. But when I do accidentally turn on the radio, because we have horrible radio stations in San Antonio, Texas. It's just horrible, and the same 8 songs over and over again, and it's all stuff that doesn't have anything lyrically interesting. It's just repeated stuff. So
do you guys are most of your favorite songs they're heavy, or are you lean towards? I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you guys have? Is there a song right now that's you're listening to a lot over and over again, or a band, or I don't know, that comes to mind?
I'm listening to a lot of Brett Dennen, and I like where he's coming from, and sort of like a hippie sort of way, Plus, it's fun to dance to sometimes too. So I don't dance like that. I don't know what's wrong with you, Dave.
You dance like that on Hangout.
Dance like that. It's ridiculous.
Speaking of the lyric thing,
that's funny.
less and less lyrics. There's a really funny video on YouTube. Jeff Tweedy. He's the singer for Wilco. I'm not a big Wilco guy or whatever, but he was doing an acoustic performance, and he would I'm trying to spit this out. Sorry, but he did a Black Eyed Peas song, And it was just like, I mean, he didn't come out and intentionally say like how almost ridiculous it was that there was hardly any lyrics to the entire song, but he just kept playing it and smiling, and then it just like eventually the audience kind of caught on. I don't know, it's a good one to look up. But,
it's like an inside joke. It's like making making fun of somebody in a subtle way.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So do you think like concerts and all that stuff? Hey, Anacron, welcome. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Welcome to the show. Good to have you here, man. Peace. So do you think in concerts and stuff like entertainment and jokes and stories? I mean, you guys, when you go see musicians or when you're performing yourself, I've seen people just sing straight up without talking, and they just kind of play their music and say hi and thank you. And then I see people that are funny.
I think it depends on your audience.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll play in bars where people don't care. It's just like, you know what? Just get the songs, play the songs. Hopefully they dance. But then you'll play like in a coffee house or something a little more intimate, and then people want to hear your stories, and then then you're allowed to like kind of tell the stories behind your song, and it really kind of helps you connect with them. But it really depends, and I suppose I would imagine it's the same way for everybody.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing for a stadium every single night, I don't know. I guess I would never know how that feels.
Do you guys specifically write stories or write things out or write jokes out or before you guys get on stage and perform?
I like set list. I do a full set list, and I usually end up having to change it last minute while I'm on stage. But at least I have some sort of flow, to go to. But sometimes you have those 3 or 4 hour gigs. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I'm wallpaper music, and I do like a 3 hour gig for the money sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that can be exhausting. I mean, just
very exhausting, isn't it? It's so exhausting. Because do you do it by yourself too, where you have to sing all the songs?
I've done it by myself too. But
it's just because it's you hate to pause in between, so it's like bam, 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 and that's a lot of songs within 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Definitely.
Yeah,
that's why I started writing longer songs.
Exactly.
So do you guys
draw it out?
Do you guys then find with those long sets that you have to have cover songs in there, or no?
I put in cover songs too that I like and change them up to not what the artist did, but my own way.
I'll do some cover, but I mean, I've played at places that'll say don't do any cover because they don't want to pay the licensing fee or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've had to do 3 hour sets of just original stuff. But I mean, I like to throw when I can. I like to throw in a few covers and change them up or kind of put them on the tail end of a song and kind of do a mashup of one of my songs and something else. So.
Hey, Anna, you're welcome to the show. So are you in LA or just? I can't. Oh, unmute your. Click on the red.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm in LA.
Awesome. And so I see a lot. I see he's talking on vinyl. You got all that behind you.
Oh yeah, that's the wall of vinyl.
Wall of vinyl. Awesome.
Yeah.
How long have you been collecting that? All your life, or?
I started buying vinyl when I started DJing in like the end of junior high, at the beginning of high school. So that was around like 1991. I think probably for a good 10 years after that point, I really cannot remember one week that I did not go at least once to a record store and buy some vinyl. And typically when I go to the record store, it's a trip where I'm going to purchase up to 4 or 5 pieces at a time. So I've basically been buying like 4 or 5 pieces of vinyl since 1991, at least once a week. So for a while, I've got a pretty huge collection. A really huge collection.
And so what are some of your influences? I see that you basically, your profile says you do everything. You got rapper, singer, songwriter, producer, instrumentalist, DJ, breakdancer. You are a multitasker.
All day.
All
the time, definitely. I mean, I've always been kind of a quintessential artist in the respect that I think I'm really good at expressing myself through art, and that's art of many forms. But I think that pretty much everything that I do somehow in some way, shape, or form always ties back into and relates back to music. Being largely influenced and trained under, I grew up playing jazz, and moved to hip hop to add hip hop to my repertoire as I got a little older. And I think that both jazz and hip hop, being largely improvisational styles of music, I think that influence in itself kind of has enabled me to be able to change and morph what I do to adapt to whatever new thing that I pick up, whether it's a new genre of music or just a different type of expression altogether. So I'm all over the board definitely with a lot of things that I do. And I think that a lot of the people that kind of track what I do and know who I am, I think that's one of the things that a lot of people appreciate about me the most, or at least that's what I hear the most. People are always kind of like complimenting the fact that I can move easily between all the different things that I do and convincingly, and I'm not, trying hard to do it. It's just it's just the way
your
that
thing. Yeah, so it's interesting, right? So you talk about, it sounds like you have a lot of different styles that you do. Does everyone feel like their music is you're doing all these different kinds of styles, and maybe you're not? Because some people are like, oh, that's a pop singer, and that's a jazz singer, and that's a DJ, and that's a rapper, and that's this, and that's a country music star, or whatever. Do you guys feel like you guys are more mixed than that, and music itself is really more than ever kind of clashing and mixing it up and not being defined by a genre?
Since no one else is speaking, I'll respond to that.
It's open to you all. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah, I think that one thing we've seen a lot more of in the past, I'd say 5 or 6 years or so, is that there's definitely a lot more cross-culturalization of genres of music, especially as far as like mainstream stuff goes. With something like hip-hop, that's kind of always been an aspect of what hip-hop is, being that hip-hop music is based on and created around sampling, which is, strangely something that has been largely condemned in the record industry and beyond for many, many years. But, like I said, in this day and age, it's something that people have really adapted, and it works, man. It works to cross genres with collaborations, and when you're doing music, who's to say that one style of music can't be mixed with another? And a lot of times that's when you get the best result, when you take two completely different things and you create a brand new thing out of them. I appreciate that. I really like that personally, but I know then again you sometimes have purists in every genre that believe that genre should not be mixed with anything, and if it's ever mixed with something, it's not real anymore. That happens.
No genre is pure, though. I mean, really, if you go back and back, I was reading, like, I was into Bob Dylan, like, hardcore, I don't know, about 5-6 months ago, and I was reading, like, some biographies and stuff, and he goes deep, I mean, like, way back into, like, the 1700s and tries to find these hymns and all this stuff that goes back so far. And all of that was like a culmination of different cultures from back then, and then slowly through the years, it's and now you just can kind of keep track of it a lot more than you could back then.
Right. Really, so if you say like Bob Dylan, people have an idea in their mind, but from what you're saying, Bob Dylan isn't Bob Dylan. He's 1700s and he's this and he's that. So it's like everyone recognizes an artist's style, and their style is made up of all these other people before them. So everyone's obviously influenced.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Exactly what I'm saying. I mean, he was like he loved Woody Guthrie. I mean, a lot of his really early stuff wasn't very far removed from like what Woody Guthrie was doing, or some of the really early blues guys. I mean, he takes a lot of people.
Well,
he's got a lot of flack for that over the years too. So.
And Joni Mitchell called him a plagiarist. So.
And if you're trying to figure out lyrics, you'll never figure out lyrics without a lyric sheet there. What?
Yeah.
Hey, James, welcome to the show. James Olmos, welcome to. We're chit chatting, and some people are gonna play, and some people are just gonna chit chat. But either way, it's good to have you here. And I see you have a nice little setup. It's very colorful. You got the, is that a stuffed animal? What is it a flamingo? Is it a bear?
It's a monkey.
A monkey. You touched the monkey on my show. Very nice.
That's right. I won't spank it on your show though. Just.
I do not have a rim shot ready. Sorry. No. Corey was gonna play us a song. I don't know if Corey's ready to play us. You want to play The Ring?
I could. I guess I don't know. What are we looking for? We kind of had a romantic song already. I mean, I don't know if you want to try to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, you or whatever you want. Go for it. I'm gonna for the new tweet for James and for telephone and Anacron. What I'm gonna do is I mute everybody while the artist is playing, and that way they get the best sound. And so Corey's gonna play something a little less romantic and a little more.
I'll explain it in a minute.
Okay, cool.
I'm just switching over to the studio here.
And switching, yeah. And so when you play, the idea of switching to studio mode, and then while you're playing, then back to voice mode after you're done playing. It's all complicated technology stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice.
This song here, and let me know if you can hear me. I haven't really quite dialed in my sound yet. I'm not like some of these other guys that are like, professionals. Maybe by my third hangout, I'll figure something out. But anyway, this song here, this is called "Change the World," and this one was born out of frustration. So I know we were talking about that before. But then I realized one thing one day, and it was like, you know what? You can't be frustrated about things all the time, and there's really only way to kind of deal with that frustration. And I think you'll get the answer in the chorus. I guess if I don't mumble the words or anything like that, you'll figure it out. So.
Sleepwalking cow with nowhere to go, sat back to work to put his head in a hole, yeah. Then he has the nerve to bitch and complain that all the walls around him are always the same. He has his problems, but so we all. Stop down here on questions, man. The answers will come. You want to change the world, you can't stand by. And just so you know, man, it starts inside. You gotta stop stumbling in darkness, start walking in light. You want to change the world, you can't stand by. Every 4 years we go out and vote for the lesser two evils. It's easy. Why rock the boat? They talk to faces, but it's not a lie. Cause the TV is more than our 2 eyes, yeah. Turn off the TV, let your mind grow. Shower, man, before there's no hope. You want to change the world, you can't stand by. And just so you know, man, it starts inside. You gotta stop stumbling in darkness, start walking in light. You want to change the world, you can't stand by. Sally burned her off with picket signs. Nothing but the faces of the children on her mind. Diamond Ring, no picket fence, no shopping spree. She gave it all away so we could see, yeah. Why don't we see? She gave her all, head high and walking tall, bloody lips and bruises, man. She let her go to waste. You wanna change the world, you can't stand by. And just so you know, man, it starts inside. You gotta stop stumbling in darkness, start walking in light. You wanna change the world, you can't stand by. You wanna change the world. You wanna change the world. You wanna change the world. You can't can't stand by.
Yeah.
That was so good, man.
That was
so
awesome.
good.
For some reason, you're only coming out of like one channel, not the whole.
Really?
Yeah, we were only hearing half. I don't know. That's what you said, but it was awesome. It was a great song, and
Fantastic.
Sound thing tuned in one of these days.
No, it's really good. So, so what inspired that? I mean, yeah, definitely not as not romantic, but really rocking. You really got the rocking going on.
Yeah, I guess
It's popping my
was
head.
just like I listened to a lot of different podcasts, and for a while I was paying way too much attention to politics, and I was frustrated working at like the job that I was working at, and you know, just a lot of things were going on in my life, and I'm just thinking, you know what? Eventually, just kind of came down to like, you know, if there's only one way to do anything about this stuff, and it's to like, you know, you gotta change yourself or take action or do something, and that's kind of where that was born out of, you know, and I don't know,
Cool.
people seem to like it. It was one of the first tunes that I ever recorded. I don't know, it just seems like a nice intro to what I do, I guess. So.
It was popping. It was rocking. Cool. So I mean, we could talk some more. James, welcome to the show. James, where are you located at?
I'm in Southern California. Beautiful, sunny Southern California where it's raining today, though.
You and Max. You and Max right now.
Max, yeah.
Max is on that side of me. If I pointed, I don't. He's the man on not the woman.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. So do you? Well, actually, Tina was gonna sing a cappella, but she was having mixed feelings about it.
I can. What the heck?
What the heck? Okay, so I'm gonna meet everybody. We'll go. I want to get everybody in at least one time, if not more. I could rock all night. I don't know. So we're gonna mute everybody and
I could too.
A cappella.
Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this, my little disclaimer, is my music equipment is down, and I don't have it studio set up. So I'm just gonna sing a little a cappella, something I wrote, and you'll hear it at the end of the month with music. Do I sound like I'm in a studio setup, or is it crackly, or how does it sound?
It's
Give me a
very
thumbs
loud.
up.
Can you lower your volume a little bit?
How is it? How is that?
That's better.
Okay. Is it crackling? Ooh. How's that?
Good. You're in studio mode right now, right?
Okay. So I'm just gonna. I'll keep the light on in the night. Open you, walk through the door. I hear you breathing, your heart beating, staring at the clock piece in the floor. You're not walking down the hall. Your love's not holding back the rain. The sun isn't shining. There's no silver lining. Someone stole the songs we used to play. So how could I smile for everyone when my world has come undone? It takes everything to lift my head. I'm not the one that I should be. You were the life that lived in me. All that's just left is just air that I can breathe. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you, man. Wow, that was. I mean, you have a powerful voice. It's very. It's awesome.
It's probably crackling out until.
It's not your fault. The mic is not handle the awesome that you are.
You got the pipes for sure. That's awesome.
Thanks. Next time it'll, when I have my
concert for AI on the 27th.
Yeah. So I'll either go into a studio most likely, so I have the right setup and not this little microphone, because my voice does have a strong side and it'll crap out probably like it just did. But oh well.
Cool. Your studio mode is off though, right? Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Tina. And hopefully, you know what? I want to. So this show is Artists in the Plus, John Voshell, and I didn't know who we would get to represent. You guys are really a great representation of the artists on Google Plus. So that's, and I didn't know how it would turn out, but I would love to have you all back to have your own individual show so I can grill you about your childhood and how it's not your fault. No, I'm just kidding. And everything that's happened to you along the way. That'd be really cool. But thank you for that. And Max, if you have to take off, and Max, if you want to do
I have to take
one
off
more
too.
for us. Oh, you have to take off? Okay, well, Tina.
Totally.
Nice to hang out with all you guys. You're absolutely wonderful.
You're wonderful.
It was so much fun.
Thank
So
you
fun.
as well.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Tina Bell.
Thanks, Tina.
Bye.
See you, Tina. Max is going to play us another one, and then he has to go.
Actually,
This is
Matt, with
on
that,
in
I'm going to have to
spotlight.
take off as well.
And Tom has to go relieve himself.
It was
The
a
Chinese over there he was eating. All right, see you, Tom.
long drive into Jersey today.
I'll be hurling you tomorrow, and hopefully you'll wear your blonde wig. He's wearing a blonde wig.
But your
Yeah,
voice, man, your voice made it all worth it for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I will be around for more hangouts, so come and join us.
Great.
But,
Give us
I gotta take off, gotta
one
get some sleep.
sentence.
I will see you in the morning.
Give us one more sentence before you go about your thoughts about tonight with your amazing voiceover voice.
This has been a wonderful night. Lots of great artists. I'm so glad we have people here tonight watching and supporting all the artists in the Plus.
Tom Cozzarin, everybody. Good night, Tom.
Good night, guys.
You're awesome. And Mark is here too.
All right.
And Max is going to give us something a little bit different.
Yeah. Cool. I guess I'll do I'll do a new song that I call "Not on Time."
Is this the first time you're playing it on air?
This is the first time I'm playing it in a Google Hangout. Yeah. Lots of exclusives for you tonight, Matt.
I feel honored. Man, you'll have to come back and give me the old stuff too.
He's not gonna have anything left for Monday.
I'm gonna have a lot left. Don't worry.
He's like, I've been writing songs since I'm like young.
All right, so let's do it. I'm gonna go
So I'm gonna mute everybody, and then everyone's gonna get a chance to perform. I want everyone to perform. No,
Cool.
Laura. Okay, well, if you come back, I'd love to hear you sing again. But thanks for being here.
Awesome.
You're
You guys,
awesome.
thumbs up if you can hear me. Both
hear you.
channels. Awesome.
Hey, Mark, welcome to the show. Bang. Max, you're up.
Cool. All right, so this is a song.
Hangout Conversations next.
Song I wrote called "Not on Time."
Standing there in the hallway light, it's never been flattering until that night. You'll be alright, my love. And I recall we were close to fall. You were the best thing, but I had to go. I let you go, my love. 'Cause we were not on time, and we were not on time. We were not on time. In your way, in your earth shake, counting the hours until sunrise. Well, in your eyes, you know that we were not on time, and we were not on time. We were not time. never been flattering until that night.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Max. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming on the show. And I really like your sound. It does have. I mean, everyone's like, don't say what it's like. I mean, it has a Ben Folds quality. Your voice.
Thanks, man. Cool. Yeah, you know, the songs, you know, they definitely they flow out of necessity. You know, it's sort of the nature of art, I guess. Art is the lie that reveals the truth, right?
Yeah, for sure. Matt, so how many songs? Before you go, so how many songs total have you written? Estimate, like that you performed?
Well, I put out an EP about a year and a half ago. It's on iTunes, Spotify. It's called 1 Year Later. And there's 5 songs on there. Actually, the first song that I played, Weather Advisory, is on that album. And it was actually produced by this guy, Aaron Tapp, who's an amazing producer, songwriter, guitarist. He's in Matt Nathanson's band. Who?
I know Matt Nathanson. Sure.
Yeah. So Matt, you know, I'm sort of buddies with Matt, and he's, you know, been a musical, you know, influence on me. And so 5 songs on that album, and then I'm putting together. I've got about 6 or 7 for the next, but I'm deciding what I want to do, like whether I want to do like a small EP and then follow it up with like my first full-length album. Or do sort of like a longer EP, but
and maybe before you go, so talk about, so you're in LA. I mean, I know Anacron's in LA too, in that area. What is music? Obviously, is big there. What, and the scene is big. So what's the scene like there? And you mentioned Matt Nathanson. Did you know Matt Nathanson just from networking, or?
Kind of. Well, I worked for a TV network for 6 years. That was very much sort of, you know, it definitely like cross-pollinated my music career. You know, like I was sort of hosting this really cool show about ideas and politics and whatever during the day, but then at night I was like playing out in some of LA's best music venues. So through sort of Current and just sort of like being in Hollywood, you know, it's a very small town when you actually like get into the thick of it. I became buddies with him, you know, and his work ethic is like so, you know, inspiring, and he's such a great, smart, funny dude, you know, nothing but positive things to say about him. And then through him, I met his guitarist Aaron, who lives in LA, and we hit it off. And so yeah, I mean that's sort of how things happen. It's like a butterfly effect, you know, like you just never know. Like that's why I like saying yes to things, you know, like when people invite me to different cool things.
Come back, play more.
Yeah,
come back, play more.
Totally.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know. Does Matt know this technology exists? Does he have any opinion on it, or he doesn't know about it? Playing music.
You know, I'd be curious to ask, you know, his thoughts on this. I mean, I know that he sometimes has like issues with technology. He's very sort of open about that. But actually, his last album is a great CD. It's called Modern Love, and it's about sort of that clash between like modern, you know, technology and, you know, 21st century living, with sort of like love and analog and warm bodies, sort of like pressing up, you know, to one another. And so that's what that album is about. So you know, I think he's like warming up to technology, but I think you have to today. You know, I think that you need to get on the sort of technology bandwagon, because like, I mean, this is like radio 2.0 almost, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it is. It is in a sense, and I think that it's scared of technology or not. Something like this doesn't necessarily. If it's just this being here, it's like having a stage for you to play.
Totally.
And if you're in the middle of nowhere, or you can't even book a club in LA, maybe by doing this you'll be able to book clubs in LA, right? So
yeah, I mean, well, that's Daria Musk's philosophy, like, right? She's like, I mean, she's amazing. We became friends fairly recently, and she lives literally in the woods in Connecticut and built this huge following using Google Plus. So, you know, I know that she's been an inspiration for a lot of people. I think it's cool, man. This is like the best time to be alive for artists, you know?
Well, it was awesome to have you on the show. I mean, man, there's just so many artists on the show. So many people doing so many things with Google Plus. Like I said earlier, so many people are meeting each other in real life. They're going to events. You know, lots of great people doing a lot of great things. lots of concerts too. We've had a lot of different concerts in real life too, and I look forward to what's going to come next, and I look forward to doing a show with you and everybody, Matt Nathan wants to drop by, and if he doesn't, I can do it. He doesn't have to if he wants to because he's got nothing better to do. Or even
tweet
Aaron,
at him. He's accessible, you know.
Or,
and so is Aaron.
Or if Aaron wants to come by, for sure. And I know Jeff Tweedy was mentioning it'd be interesting to hear these people that are anti-technology get into this space and see how they react and be like, oh, there are people watching. Oh, I have a guitar. I mean, when you put a guitar in a musician's hand, you usually want to play, right?
Yeah. I think this is not the time to be a Luddite. You know, if you're an artist and you want to try to make it, you need to sort of embrace technology. You know, and let the world embrace you. It's you know, that's just the world we live in.
For sure. So if you need to take off. Otherwise, stick around and you can play later if you're still here. But I would love to hear something from James and Anacron if they want to pop on in and give us a piece of their work. That would be pretty cool.
Cool.
Whoever's ready, Anacron, are you ready to jam something out?
You know, I mean, like I said, whatever. I was a spectator and a fan before I was ever a professional artist, you know, and I still embrace just being that sometimes. So, you know, I didn't come on with the intention of performing, but whatever's clever. You know,
you don't have to, dude. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, no, I totally will if you want me to, but, you know, it's.
I just
want
people
to do. I don't have anything prepared. It depends on what you want me to do. I mean, I can of course always do some rap stuff, and my sax is over there, and you know, I mean, it's whatever you feel like. This
is just a show. We're chilling out, and if you want to perform, you can. Mark votes for the saxophone. You want to bring out the sax and give us a little bit of? Let's hear that beat. He's like, I don't know about the sax. He's like giving the look. He's not sure. I mean, it's cool. Or if you want to think about it, and James can play something while you're thinking about it. Either way.
What's happening? Is James ready?
I got no order. I didn't get the.
If you guys are all feeling shy, I could always play another song.
Max I got like 25 songs.
But I'm sure Mark would like to hear about your sax training too. He's a big sax fan.
The training. Oh yeah, Mark. That's right, huh? I don't know if I ever told Mark. I've talked to Mark a couple times, and I don't know if I ever told Mark that I trained with Bill Green. Not sure if Mark knows who that is. Depends on how in-depth his saxophone knowledge is and his jazz knowledge. But Bill Green is a real was a real influential and popular, very well-known saxophonist around the world. He played with any and all of the jazz greats that you could ever think of or name. He was like the in-demand dude to play on people's albums and stuff. He never did the build his own group route and try to be a star. He was always just kind of like a dude that just liked to play on other people's stuff, and he got really well known for that. And he was probably one of the best well-known session saxophonists in jazz ever. But that was my private instructor for about 10 years. And you know, he's kind of the dude that built me as a jazz musician. You know, I had another private instructor that I trained with, who was known for other things, Bryce Martin. He's also a really well-known woodwinds musician. He's still alive today, and you know, he's regularly working. He does a lot of session work for like Hollywood stuff. But Bill Green's the guy that, you know, built me up as a jazz musician. You know, now it's, you know, like I said before, I even started getting into hip hop and all that stuff. But yeah, Bill Green's the dude, man. That's the guy. The guy.
Cool. And so, how long did you say you were playing sax for?
Started in you know, I can't remember the exact year, but it had to be like 86 or 87, maybe 88, something like that.
Cool. That's when the Mets. Last time the Mets were good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. 80s. So yeah. Wow. That's a long 25 years, man.
Yeah.
The Mets were good.
26.
Sounds about right.
right. But just to figure the baseball playoffs going on, might as well get a reference in. Sure. Well, we'd love to hear you grab a sax, even if it's played for 2 minutes or 30 seconds or whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll do some on the sax. Let me grab it real fast.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. Well, I kind of got to take off, but it's been such a pleasure. And John, I will see you.
Yeah, did you want to tell everybody about Monday?
Yeah, we're doing an In the Spotlight session for Artists in the Plus this coming Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. It's going to be awesome.
With a capital A. Capital A of awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll have you back. I'll have everybody back to do a show by themselves, and you can play as much as you want and talk
Awesome.
about yourself or your friends or your family or your pets.
I want to know more about you, man. This is so rad. What you've built, the empire that you've built.
Hey, longest running on-air show on Google Plus.
Sick, man. Congrats. That's so cool.
Yeah. I've been doing it since September 2011. And I just was like, after a summer of hanging out, I realized the possibilities. There's so much talent. There's so much going on here. Not from music to art to tech to just people doing things together. And some people have hidden talents and hidden things that they do. And everyone needs a day job, and a lot of artists have day jobs, and they don't get to really show their passions and show what they're doing. So the Hangouts and a show like this hopefully is helping get them out there. And a lot of people that I bring on the show do get out there and have. You mentioned the Darius and someone I mentioned, Ashley Nathans earlier, and Hedda Faye, Rebecca Pearl, and Ryan Van Sickle, and Cliff Roth. So many people that I've become friends with and that have been on the show, and now that they're now suggested and they're out there and they're getting fans left and right. So I'm looking forward to continuing that along the history and getting more people in John's in the spotlight or Hangout Conversations. But I like the idea to get to know someone and deeper than just someone that just like, oh, this is my song and this is my music. I like to know like what you did growing up and what you're doing now and funny things and things you like personally more and get an idea of who you are as well as your work, and that kind of people like, okay, this dude likes Doctor Who or this thing, and they're like, okay, I can see that. And you can relate to them as a real person and not just like, oh, that's the guy that really knows how to rock. That's great, but it's not as personal. It's not as personal to know. If I know that guy likes to eat peanut butter and tuna fish, and that guy likes to do crazy cliff diving and stuff. That kind of thing. Musicians, you don't get to find out about that kind of thing.
It's true.
So it's like, wow, that guy is really rad. I really want to know more about who he is, like you said, more about me. And just the idea of helping each other, supporting each other, and really, I mean, hey, you, Matt Nathanson, I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. I was like, that's really cool. So just like, I mean, we've had different people in here, Chris Perlow, who is big name in tech. I mean, just people just watch each other, and they're kind of creeping around in a good way, and they're like seeing what's going on, and they're trying to get involved, and looking forward to what's ahead, man. So
cool.
Thanks for asking.
Power to you, man. You are the man. And you guys are all the men and all men, huh?
All ladies. The ladies have
this has turned into a sausage party, man.
That's no Hangout started.
On that note, I'm out of here. Good hanging with you guys.
Cool. All right, Anacron's got his. Am I saying it right? Anacron or Anacron?
Anacron.
Anacron, my bad.
Yeah.
So is that, and that's your birth name, or?
Yep, that's my name.
Your name? Cool.
Yeah.
So I see you got the sax around your neck. I don't know. Do you need to back up to fit the sax into the webcam, or?
Whatever.
As long as we can hear it. And did you switch to studio mode?
You'll be able to hear it.
Did you go to studio mode?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. Get a crystal sound.
All right. Studio mode.
All right. I'm gonna mute everybody. Give us a little sax. This is original sax, right?
What's up?
Original. This is something you wrote, right? Improvise.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna play a standard.
All right. So. Well, we can't do covers though. Is that?
Yeah, you can't do covers.
Yeah. Is there some way you can disguise it so it's not recognizable to someone? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just blow something in,
Do
just make it up as I go.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot.
Make it up as I go. There you go.
Nice. Thank you so much for that. That was the first time I think a saxophone has been played on my show. I've had harp, I had flute, I had guitars, and I think I had some drums maybe. Yeah, thank you for that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Really good. How did it feel? So felt pretty good. Was that first you played in a hangout before on your sax or?
No, never.
Cool.
Never. That's usually something. I usually do that in my live shows. Like a lot of the people that I'm mostly known like as a hip hop artist, but my live shows are very involved. I usually play a lot of keys and sax in my live shows, and I sing and I rap and do a lot of other stuff on stage. Tell a lot of jokes.
So you have like your act is it's diverse. You got sax and the rapping and the stories and the jokes, and you also DJ a little bit too.
Not in my live set, but I DJ at clubs just around the world. That's something that I just do. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. It was really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Really cool.
Yeah, no, thank you.
James, put you in the spotlight. I'm not gonna steal. This is like an honor to Heather Faye and Cat Beach, the open mic. It's coming back. They've been doing that show as well since the beginning, and so I feel like I'm doing like an honorary open mic show. So, but you guys are all professionals. Not that they aren't, but so I'm ready. James, lay it on us. What you got for us? I see a guitar behind you.
Yep. I'll do an original tune called "In a Moment," and actually, saxophone would go real well with this song.
Only we can solve the latency.
That's it. Let me see if we can put myself in studio mode here.
Okay, studio, and I'll mute everybody else out, and then I'll probably make Corey play again. It's like, what? All right, Mr. Monkey, I'll call you the Pink Monkey.
In a moment I will see you. In a moment we will be two in one, and one is all we need to love. In a moment I will touch your lips. In a moment we will be skin on skin and under linen white as snow. You fall on me. I will hold you like a melody, sing each word into your soul. Breathing in your skin, you speak to me, and I cry. Feel the rush of love in my falling tears, rolling gently over your skin. In this moment, I would bleed for you. I would die for you. In a moment I will see you. In a moment we will be 2 and 1, and 1 is all we need to love. In a moment I will kiss your lips, but not anyone down there, that's for sure, I'll tell you that much.
Haha, no, I know.
In a moment we will be skin on skin and under linen, white as snow you fall on me. I will hold you like a melody, sing each word into your soul, breathing in your skin to speak to me, and I cry. Lay it all down. Lay it all down. See your I will hold you like a melody, yeah. Sing each word into your soul, breathing in your skin you speak to me, and I try. Feel the rush of love in my falling tears, rolling gently over your skin. In this moment I would bleed for you, I will die for you. Oh, I die.
Yeah, is that really about the monkey?
That's about the monkey, dude.
Oh my God, tell us how did you write a song about your monkey? Like, where did that? What's your monkey? Does your monkey have a name?
Zipper.
Zipper.
Zipper the monkey. No, it's not about my monkey. It's just I write romantic ballads. It's just what I do. It's kind of my thing.
It was cool, man. It was good.
Yeah.
And you were the first. This is showing the passion. You were the first one, I think, to change colors on my show. I think you got even redder when you were really hitting those notes. Yeah, when you were like deep into it, man.
It's like, breathe, James, breathe.
And he's like, no, it's too much emotion. Yeah, Anacron said really well written, amazingly performed. Yeah,
right on.
Definitely.
Now, wouldn't sax go well with that song or what, man?
It's like absolutely, man.
No, it's a fun tune.
So you have to yourself in.
Cool, Matthew. Thanks for having me on here. This is so cool. I wish I could have come on earlier.
Yeah, no, it's cool. My pleasure, man. I don't have a time limit. It's all good. 7:15 in where you are. 10:15 here. Not too bad at all.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's cool. All right, so John Voshell is my guest, and I was just inspired to have a lot of musicians on. I always wanted to do. This show is usually about one person, but I change it up. I'm not afraid of that, and I would love to have a round table like this more often, where you get a bunch of people. We could, you could sing, and then it'd be great to watch just artists just talk about the process and just talk about the scene and what's going on, and the internet too. That's fascinating. There's so many things to do, but I'm like, all these people with all these instruments, and people want to hear music, and there's studio mode. It's like, gotta please everybody, get it all in, man. But it was great, man. It was great. Zipper is enjoyed it too, giving you the clap. Zipper always gives you the clap, man. Non-stop there. It's like very cool.
Too funny.
So Corey, do you wanna throw us another tune?
God, I don't know, man. That was pretty good sound quality there. It's kind of hard to follow that.
Like,
Corey, I loved your last song, Corey. That rocked.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you got a really good groove, real great voice. You were solid, spot on. It was awesome. You did a great job. Yeah, the only thing is, it was in my left ear, but I had that same problem. I was hanging out with some other cats last night,
and that one guy was like, it was just coming in the left ear. Everyone else was fine except him. So it's just some weird, freaky Google thing. I don't know.
It's a Google thing, you think, or you think it's on your
I
end?
think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know, James. You sounded the same every time you've hung out with me, though. I mean, yours has been amazing every single time.
It was never. It was always out of both channels for you, John.
Yeah.
But the person that I was listening to only came in the left ear.
Okay.
Mine was fine.
I thought you meant yours. Okay.
Yeah, I switched. I switched it just to my. I get my webcam up here. I just switched to that sound, but I took it out of, like, I got a mic and I've got a interface and all that stuff. I just evidently it's going through the left ear, so I don't know what the deal is. But
I honestly don't think it's you. I don't think it's you.
Yeah, it could be just because I'm talking into that. So I switched it a little bit.
That's good. Well, if you want to throw on studio mode, he's like, oh wow, you put on the lights too. You're like, oh wait, no, is that your just computer screen with the light?
Yeah, it's something.
That's high tech lights right there.
All right. Oh wait, what's that? Swap the left and right stereo channels.
Don't worry about that.
I don't know if that's gonna help you.
All right. I'll just.
Just play. We love you. Here, echo though. Mute everybody.
All right, I will. Is that loud? This one, I'll do the song that John was talking about before, the Take This Ring tune. This is speaking of romantic ballads.
Make Us Beautiful again.
Let's try it. Life with a half smile on my face, standing out alone, just my shadow. Finding it hard not to open doors to more empty space, wondering will I get some fire to light my way. Then I saw you there with a smile on your face and a spark in your eye. I'm standing here cause I know I can't let you go. Take this ring of mine forevermore. Be the beat of my heart, sunshine when it rains. All I need is you, like the birds need the sky. Spread their wings and fly away. Take this ring, my love. Since we met, I don't wanna spend a second without you. Sit and make me laugh. You're always with a compliment. Just thinking about you, sitting making sense, you make me feel so alive. Now I'm standing here cause I know. Now I'm standing here cause I know I can't let you go. Take this ring of mine forevermore. Be the beat of my heart, sunshine when it rains. All I need is you, like the birds need the sky. Spread their wings and fly away. Take this ring now. I wanna see you there in the morning when I wake up and I open my eyes. When I lay down at night, I wanna hold you till I drift away.
forevermore. Be the beat of my heart. The sunshine, wind, and rains. 'Cause all I need is you. The birds need the sky. They spread their wings and fly away. Take this ring, just take this ring of mine. Forevermore. Be the beat of my heart. Sunshine, wind, and rains. 'Cause all I need is you. But the birds need the sky. Spread their wings and fly away. Take this ring along.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was really good. So when did you? What year did you write that song?
I don't know. A couple of years ago, thinking like maybe 2009 or something.
2009. Cool.
Yeah, the story like John kind of talked about a little bit before is I had some. This is kind of before everybody really knew I was like writing songs and doing stuff because I'm like this 40-year-old guy that never really did this stuff, and then all of a sudden I got all his family and friends thinking like, "What? You're gonna do what? You're gonna write a song and you're gonna sing it? What are you talking about?" So anyway,
did you always play guitar though?
Yeah, I kind of always did. I was like a metalhead when I was growing up. Like I was just like all over heavy metal, you know, and I figured if I couldn't scream and play really fast that I wasn't like talented, you know. I guess that's just you know how we kind of lock ourselves into boxes and stuff like that. And then, you know, as I got older and I started just jamming around campfires and stuff like that, people are like, dude, I didn't know you could do this. And, you know, but this song kind of came out of just I had a step uncle of mine, and he's like, hey, I'm getting married, and, you know, could you do a Cat Stevens tune? And I'm like, you know, I played with it, but I'm like, I don't know, I just don't feel Cat Stevens, I guess, is probably the best way I can describe it. And I'm just like, you know, so I'm just like, you know, how about I write you a song, you know? And they were brave enough to let me take a shot at it, and I don't know, so far it's turned out all right. Everybody seems to like it. And
Was that the first song? Was that the first one you've ever written, or?
No. It was like the first one that I ever like actually wrote for somebody. Like I actually kind of, you know, they like, hey, could you do this for me? And I just kind of put it together. I've had other stuff, and I've always been kind of dabbling for like a long time, but it was the first one I just sat down and really, I don't know. But it worked out. I mean, I got a lot of people asking me to do it for their wedding, and, you know, so it's like, it's kind of grown into this, you know, I'm trying to like keep myself from being cornered into the wedding guy, you know, you know, a little bit.
They make a lot of money.
Yeah. It's like a double-edged sword, but I like it. I'm glad that a lot of people like it, and it's really cool. You know, once a week, I bet you I get somebody that like gets on my mailing list, and I give the tune away for free, and people are like, you know, I love your song, and can I use it at my wedding and all that stuff. So it's like it's pretty rewarding to hear people like actually liking it, and that they're using it and they feel it, and I mean that's where I kind of started to really understand like the you know.
You got married way before you wrote this, right? So
yeah, I did, and my wife, she's like, you know, how come you never wrote anything like that for me?
There's the double-edged sword.
Yeah, but that's all right. We're working on that. I wrote a kind of a joke song for her, you know, like. But
how does this song compare to the actual first song you wrote? This is way better than the very first thing you wrote, or?
I would say yeah. You know, it's really hard to think back to what I wrote because I just always like scribbled stuff down over the years. I just like I said, I just never really
to like the first song that you still perform today, maybe. How does it compare to that?
Gosh, I don't know. I guess it's probably better, like in a sense that I guess the lyrics are probably better just because I learned how to, you know, look towards, you know, painting pictures in people's heads where maybe before, like earlier stuff was just kind of like, you know, if it rhymed, it was fine.
You're like, coffee
you know what I mean?
cup,
like, you really didn't.
Paper towels, yup.
Yeah, you know, you try to get more visual and not so cliche. I mean, you try to, even though I probably do get a little cliche in that too.
It's like James has a thought about writing his first couple songs he was writing, right? Remember that band?
Yeah. Yeah, in arrangement wise, you know, it's like you kind of learn a couple tricks here and there. Like, you know, I read a lot of different songwriting books over the years. You know, like just little tips and tricks kind of a thing. And that was probably my most formulaic song, I guess. You know, like here's a formula. You know, do this, do that. You know, and fill in the words and make up lyrics. And I don't know. It's all original, but
I do find it amazing. A lot of musicians that I've met will just make up a song, and they all of a sudden they have something on their guitar. They're like something out of nowhere, and it just happens, and you're like, wow, that's not necessarily the most amazing song. Usually it's funny or something, but it's sometimes the funny. I don't think people write enough. Enough comedy songs. I think comedy songs are. I mean, if there's a song you could. I mean, I love all music and comedy and all that, but I feel like if there's a song that it's melodically awesome and it makes you laugh or emotion, it makes you. There's lots of songs like Damien Rice is really good at drawing up emotion. A lot of artists are good at like making you feel, always feeling something. Instantly. Like I'm sure there are songs where like that song reminds me of my kids, or that song reminds me of my wedding, or reminds me of when I was dumped, or whatever, a time in my life, and you're like, when you hear it, it instantly brings you back to that moment. Do you guys have certain songs like that?
Funny songs are crazy because, like, I always thought, like, before I started doing this, you get nervous about performing in front of people, and eventually kind of get over it. But to me, like, funny is probably the scariest of anything because, you get way instant reaction with funny. Like music, if nobody likes your song, eventually they just kind of stop listening, or the bar clears, or who knows what.
That's why Weird Al had it right. Weird Al's like, I'm going to take songs people like.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about
funny,
it. Yeah.
But funny, when you like launch into the punchline, it's like, if they don't laugh, you're done. You're toast at that point. It's just it's a bigger responsibility. That's why comedians, man, you got to give it up for comedians. They really really throw themselves out there.
Sandler and Jimmy Fallon, when they're playing those songs, the funny songs, and they're doing impressions. And the internet's a weird place. The guy that played Biff in Back to the Future, Tom Wilson, is a comedian, and he actually has videos. I don't know if you've seen them, where he's playing guitar. And one of the songs is about his time on Back to the Future. So it's crazy. It's like, oh, there's a melody and there's funny words, but the timing is so important, Not the timing. The timing is important no matter what the song is, but very cool. I see. Maybe Anacron, you wanna jump into someone else? A little freestyle, little acapella rap, singing. Do you guys? So when you rap, are you purely rapping, or are you singing too? A lot of songs have like the person singing and the person rapping in the same song. That happens a lot nowadays.
Well, I do both. I sing and I rap, but I have songs that are just rap songs. I have songs that are just singing songs, and then I have songs that are combinations of both.
Cool. So if you want to do a combination, I'm not against it, but it's totally up to you.
I'll do a rap thing.
All right, cool. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna mute everybody else. I think Corey can get out of studio mode if he's in that.
Yeah, let me see.
Anacron's gonna give us a taste of some rap. Rap. That's my name.
All right. Okay. All right. So, anytime I dip and hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up. Anytime I dip and hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up. Anytime I dip and hit 'em up, you might see me getting in a truck or old school crippin' in a bug, cuter than a kitten in a cup. Clocking much dough, scratching pay when I'm rocking the old-fashioned way. Fools be talking but don't have to say. When I'm socking punks, I go Cassius Clay. Typically tyrannical tyrants inscribe this virus to papyrus by a serious satellite, serious epidemics, plague, lens, and stylist. Say something, and I'm suddenly serving you, your squad, and your stylist. Try to dish and watch me fry a bitch, and while that beater is bumping, you'll die to this. Literally limited linebackers die faster in scrimmages. Gimmicks just fade and trends will just age, but lyrical wizardry's limitless. I compose rhymes, but most quotes you've gotta rewind 4 times. That's a cold line gets muttered. A
for show sign that I'm old mine. Gallery Network completed this application in Anacron cosign. Engaging fools, I'm a raging bull, but these busters are buxom bovines. Dopes write about slang and dope, thinking that means they got dope rhymes, but I smirk at these jerks when I know that it's go time, and I don't stop. Get it. John Cena and Riddick with it. When it comes to seeing Anacron, fool's vision is way too limited. Be sensible. Your dumbly namby-pamby gumby raps are hella bendable and not invincible. I'm witty, wildly wild, and wild way beyond whimsical. My crip walk remains skippable. My head spins remain pivotal. I'm all original, inimicable, but never been mimical. Not even a minimal marks. My fiery flow shining dark. Most times it sparks thoughts in everyone from broke A&Rs to the bros that are lining the bar. We're so shining stars. Pull your car up to the curb and watch your whores climbing ours. We're looking disturbed, feeling perturbed. It's a miracle when we sing spiritual special sessions that are spherical. Hip-hop quotables look pitiful cause all of my verses are biblical. Yo raps are forgettable, a little dull and hella rippable. And that's where I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, that's, man, wow. That, did you breathe? How do you do it? How do you do it without, like, I see pausing.
Breathe.
Well, it was like, I'm like, holy cow, it's like, I mean, I talk a lot. That was
That's dope. That's pretty cool.
That was dope, yeah.
Yeah.
I think being a woodwind musician also has its benefits in that area too.
There you go.
Yeah, I played clarinet and I hated it, but I knew what it's like. For sure, man. Wow, that was really cool. Have you done like traditional like rap battle stuff or no?
Oh yeah, that was I haven't done that in a while, but back in the day when I got started, I was largely influenced by and a regularly participating member of Cafe Thursday Nights, which was probably LA's most well-known and largest freestyle rap battle circuit ever in the history of the underground here in Los Angeles. And there's been a full-length feature film documentary that was made about the good life, and that's where I came up. All freestyling and battling was a necessity. It really wasn't such a show as it is now. And I think now it's become kind of this thing where people come to battles prepared with these written raps, and it's like a prearranged thing. It's kind of more like wrestling now. It's like a choreographed competition. But back in the day when I got started doing that, it was definitely all about improvisation and doing it on the spot and just coming up with what you came up with right then and there. And I think that eventually just cultures a well-run writer. You have to on your feet, and you got to come up with what you're doing right there and then. And if you don't come with it at that time, then you're just asked out, and that's it for you. So. And
sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's like, if you just go, sometimes you could say something really clever. But if you just keep on going, sometimes you can get by, and not necessarily the words don't have to be as crisp as long as your flow is there, right?
The thing, yeah, and then the thing too about, I think a lot of people forget is that there's tons. Rap is just like playing any other instrument, and people don't realize that there's different styles and different forms and ways of delivering a rhyme. There's some people that I like that are rappers that I like them because their lyrical content is always in depth and very introspective and thoughtful and intelligent. But then there's other rappers that I like strictly because their delivery and the way they pattern their bars, the way they craft their rhyme schemes is amazing, but they might have shitty lyrics, you know what I mean? But I just really like the way they deliver their rhymes. So there's like lots of different ways people can do what they're doing when it comes to rapping, and there's lots of different reasons why people like who they like as a rapper. So
even the way you said that, like the way the speed, I'm always impressed when people, like, lyrics are great, but I'm always impressed with speed. Like what you just did. I'm impressed with Eminem does it really well. There's a lot of people that do really well, but just to speed through, just to be able to speed through really quickly, and not even like it's like a puppeteer. You're like, you didn't even see how it just happened. It's just, you didn't see the strings. It's kind of just like zoomed by, and you're like, wow. You're like, what's he gonna rhyme with next? What's gonna pop up next? And I caught Horror's Climbing. I think Horror's, but I'm not sure if that's what you rhymed with. But definitely heard the Horror's part. That's me. But yeah.
I respect like the density of the lyrics. Since I write a lot of songs, it's like I just can't. You guys sandwich so much stuff in like a small space, and it just amazes me. I'm just like, man, I'd probably have a headache if I was trying to write all the time like that. Just, right. But it's definitely awesome to listen to.
Thanks. One thing I will tell you about my days as a freestyle and battling MC, I had quite a few kind of like legendary battles, and one of those that I'll let you guys take with you and talk to other people about if you feel the need is that I am the one guy that defeated Kanye West in a battle. I did that in Chicago in I think that was 96 or 97, I want to say.
Right on.
This was at the beginning of Kanye's career when he was still actually an artist under Puffy's label, doing production with Hitman and stuff, and you know, we were the two finalists in a big battle that occurred regularly in Chicago, and it came down to me and him, and I destroyed him.
Sweet.
So,
bring it.
He didn't try to interrupt you, did he?
No, hold on. The next time he wins an award, can I go on stage and tell him that he should have it?
He was actually a lot more humble then. He wasn't the Kanye then that he is now. But,
yeah, and that's interesting too, right? We didn't talk about that at all. I mean, there's good and bad, and the artists that make it, and then it's like they go from, like you said, humble to the SHIT. They are like bigger than life. Their heads go boom, and everyone's telling them how awesome they are. Are they? I mean, do you think so? Kanye's kind of like maybe his ego's a little too big. One of the, and then they're not humble.
I mean, not speaking on him in particular, but just generally, a lot of the artists that get to that point, I think for one, a lot of them are the guys that just never really had any experience with getting any attention or recognition for anything prior to getting famous. So it's a lot easier for them to let that go their heads, you know, and to just not be able to handle that like a regular, you know, like just to handle it in a regularly respectable way, you know. But a lot of it too is, you know, sometimes it just happens to be just how that person's personality is, man. A lot of the folks that I deal with, I mean, I produce a live show series in LA that happens, you know, several times a month. And that's a pretty big thing that I do, and I deal with a lot of artists because I book a lot of artists for my set. And one thing that I really cannot stand, and I've never liked, and I will never be able to appreciate or like, is an artist that will come to a gig and do their stuff and then just leave and not be interested in anything else that any of the artists that are performing are doing. And that's just really, I just feel like that's really kind of self-centered, for one, and it's rude for two, and I also feel like it's just very closed-minded. I feel like as a musician and an artist, you should always be open to just kind of taking in any type of music that you can at any time. I mean, part of what makes me a musician is the fact that I love music so much. It's always been a part of my life, and you know, I just don't understand people that are just only concerned with themselves and what they do when it comes to being an artist, you know.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you, and that's what's so great about Google Plus. And I mean, sure, you still have things like that here, but I think the majority of the community, the majority of the musicians here are supportive, are trying to help each other, you know, trying to like one up each other. And I think those that do are not going to hopefully not be around that long, and hopefully people that are like supportive and believe in what's going on. I mean, that's the point, right? I'm doing a show I want to expose everyone for what they're the good, you know, the good stuff that's going on and what they can bring. And like I said, it's not just about your music. It's not just about, you know, what you can do, what your talent is. It's about who you are as a person, as a man or a woman, and not just integrity, but also the little things that you believe in, and like the monkey, like, you know, James Monkey. I mean, that's a big deal. It's not going to be on all his albums or anything. You're not going to find about the pink monkey everywhere, but that thing, it's important to know that he likes his zipper pink monkey, and you know, and just like Corey had his child here, and she was on a little bit earlier. We got to see her, and that was really cool. You see your record album behind you, Anacron, and you know, and lots of cool stuff, you know, that you can't see. I feel like there's an echo. Is there an echo going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's echo, definitely.
Where's it coming from? Is it from Michelle?
Is that me? It might be me.
I know I'm good. I checked it twice.
Echo, Charlie, Niner. Can I be echoing? How could I be echoing on myself? I don't even know. Oh, because we're still. Are you still in studio mode? Is that what it is? I don't know. Could be. Let me mute you for a second. Echo, Charlie. Now it's gone?
Echo's gone, yeah.
Alright, then it was Anacron. Alright, cool. So everyone's watching like, I don't care about finding your echo. I don't care, echo. Ping, I hear pinging. Where's the ping? And then I hear ping, 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 ping. I don't know where it comes from. And Mike Stroh's watching. A lot of people are watching. Shell's Bell, my man in New York, is watching. It's great. I mean, it's it can only get better. I want to see more I would like to see more interaction between the community and the Hangout on Air, you know, and make it more than it actually is and easier for everyone in the Hangout. It would be great for you guys to see everybody that's watching and see everybody that's commenting and get that full experience, you know, than the way it is now. And I think they'll hopefully make that better. But like just the experience that can happen here and is amazing. I feel like James wants to do another song about his monkey or about his. James, are you do you have are you married? Do you have what's your?
Yeah.
Can a lady?
I'm just a dad. I'm a dad who I am married. I'll be let's see, 22 years married this month, and I got 3 boys. I got 2 in college, and 1 is a junior in high school. So I'm just, you know, I'm a dad. I'm a family man. I write songs, and just real simple, just really basic, really simple.
Cool. Let me just real quick. Corey's going to take off. Corey, thank you so much for being here. And I know you have kids, and you can put your kids to bed, and hopefully you come back and we'll do a show, and you'll sing your other stuff that that John Voshell doesn't know.
Yeah, we'll get something dialed in or whatever. But it was great listening to everybody's stories and hearing your songs. And I'm going to go check you guys out tomorrow. Thanks for having me, Matthew. It's been a really good time.
Thanks Corey.
Have a good night.
Corey Koehler. And say that right?
You can say Koehler next time, but Kohler's fine. People call me all the time.
Corey Koehler. And we can find wait music. We can find you at CoreyKoehler.com or
Planet Corey works. Planet Corey with an EY. Yeah, planetcorey.com.
All right, cool. Find your stuff there, and we'll look forward to catching up with you soon.
All right. Well,
good night, man. Appreciate you. You were awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for the ring too. I got out of a Cracker Jack box. Flex.
It's all good.
So James is a dad. James. So do you have songs? So do your children sound almost grown up? Some of them. So do they inspire some of your songs, your kids, or any of them, or what inspires your music? Like what? Many things, obviously.
You know, I think the world is my muse. I mean, really, just anything can spark a song in me. It could be a drum beat that I'm hearing over a sample. It could be a strike of a strum of the guitar. It could be feet that are walking on the pavement. I mean, seriously, just anything. It can be just me, you know, waking up from a dream and I hear music in my head and I want to just kind of roll with it and write a song about it. The world really is my muse, and it's what inspires me. It's 45 years of living and 22
Get
years
out!
of
You're
marriage.
not 45.
45, yeah.
Hey, you look good, man.
Thanks. Yoga. I take yoga.
That's secret.
So no, yeah, it's all that stuff. It's people like Anacron and Corey who just took off. I mean, it's those types of people, other musicians who inspire me and encourage me and influence me. There's no one specific genre, that I've hung on to. I listen to everything. I've been, from high school, I've been the punk rocker to the ska person to the whatever it is, to pop music, and I grab onto it all, and kind of like I agree 100% what Anacron was saying in that, I don't get out much and sing. I don't get out much and sing. I do a lot of online stuff through certain avenues, and but when I do get out, it's I do an open mic here or there. I'll play at a little place for 30 minutes or something like that. And it's always beautiful just to hang out and come an hour before and listen to the people before you and stick around for the people after you. It's, even if you don't like the sound so much, I mean, you're picking up something. You're picking up, other people's vibes. You're picking up, how they do a certain thing.
Style. Yeah.
Style, absolutely, yeah. And it's all good. I mean, it's all going in you, and eventually that's going to come out of you in whatever art that you're into, whether it's poetry or writing music or painting or mowing the lawn. I mean, whatever it is, whatever you do, great.
Did you mean mowing the lawn? I was kidding.
Mowing the lawn. No.
No, I know what you meant. That's being funny. In Australia, we say cutting the grass, I think. But for sure. I mean, we had this concert in New York recently with Ryan and Rebecca, and before they went on, there was this cellist that went on, and he had his cello plugged into the amp electrically, and he was playing, and in between his songs, he was one-liners, zingers here and there, and it's a whole complete act, and it was really cool, and we would have never seen him or known about him, and it was really cool that we were there early to catch something like that, and you never know what you're going to see when and what's going to happen, anywhere.
Right.
So even the internet's great. And hopefully a lot of you are discovering what's going on here and through Artisan Plus or me and all these different people that are performing tonight. And, to be honest with you, I've seen names before, but I didn't necessarily, this is the first time hanging out with most of you, with Anacron and with you, James. And, I've seen Max before, and I've seen Tina Vale before, and the others, Marie, and trying to remember, and Corey, I think I've seen on Open Mic with Head of Face. So it's cool how we just meet each other. Rob Michael, Lucas Johnson, they were playing guitar early on too, and it's really cool to discover new music and new things. So, but James, I would love for you to pick up guitar again and give us more. More, I say.
More. I want more.
I want more of the good stuff.
I'll do an upbeat song, a song called "Heal My Bones."
All right, cool. And get yourself in that studio mode.
That's right. I'll do that. Yeah, Corey inspired me to do this song. So let me. No, he was good. I mean, he's good. He's brilliant. I love his work, and same with Anacron too.
He gets his mic dialed in, he's going to be sounding great. He's got a great sound to him.
Yep, that's it, Mark. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, the sound is definitely getting better now that we have studio mode, so I'm looking forward to it getting even better, even more.
The artists are starting to put a little bit more work into it now as well, so it's coming together.
Exactly.
Muting Mike.
I'm going to see if I'm going to maybe invite the Scribbler in here, see if he's busy. Maybe he wants to come in here. But this James going to sing.
Heal my bones, heal my body with this song. Heal my bones, heal my body with this song. Pour in me your heart and fall on my pain with your words. Body with this song, heal my bones, heal my body with this song. She cries, she longs for more, she screams loud. Heal my bones, heal my body with this song, heal my bones, heal my
smile wakes my heart. I will embrace the dark tonight, knowing your spirit has come to my rescue to heal my bones, heal my body with this song, heal my bones, heal my body with this song. She cries, she longs for more. She sings loud. Oh, yeah. Heal my bone, heal my bone. Lay your body over mine and sing your song. Sing your song of love. Heal my bones.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, James Olmos. Edward. I want to call you Edward James Olmos, but you know. Yeah, sound effects. Heal my body. Heal my bones. There you go. That was great, man.
I don't know why I picture you laying your head back, you know, the hair's flying out, the music's going crazy there, Matt.
Yeah, not much hair on this dog.
Oh man, that's cool. That's in style, man. That's all good.
At least you have an excuse for it. I'm not that old.
Oh.
Neither am I shave it.
Oh man.
That's fun. That's fun. Thanks, Matthew.
It's a good song, man.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that. No, your song was great though. You got some. What is that? Is that a Cabernet? What are we drinking there?
It is. It's a cab.
Wow, look at that. Yep. It's a total guess.
Yep. Paso
I wanted to say Merlot, but nobody drinks that, right? What? Paul Giamatti told me.
There's some good Merlots out there. I know that that one movie kind of crushed the whole.
Sideways, yeah, killed.
Sideways, yeah.
Whoever was like making Merlots, they were like, "I hate you."
Right.
Why did you do that? It destroyed my business.
I got. You know, it's interesting. I got. I'm a part of this vineyard. It's I subscribe to this vineyard. This Wayne's.
Mm-hmm.
This Wayne's vineyard. And
nice in Cali. It looks like I got guitar on there.
Yeah, it is. So what the guy does is he hires these artists to do the label for it, and then he's inspired by the artwork, and that's how he creates the wine. So he looks at the label and the artwork, and he creates the wine from the artwork. So that's California though for you, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of vineyards for sure. I mean, I hope to get out there. Actually, I'll be hopefully doing a gig that's going to bring me to Vegas, and then once it's over, hopefully I get to California, LA, and San Francisco, maybe Seattle, just to visit people and maybe do some live shows with people. That would be really cool.
Well, you're more than welcome to my studio here, Matthew.
Awesome. That'd be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. I mean, you know, and hurling is a big part of the culture, too. I mean, everyone meeting in hangouts and then having these little tiny ones where people just hang out, and then these big ones too where like we play weekends, we've had concerts, we've had photo walks, one big fun weekend where people meet and have a good time, and like usually it's about somewhere between 80 and 120 of us, and John's been to both of them in New York, and there's been DC and Texas and Vegas and California and Scotland and all over the place, so people have been really enjoying that, and music has been a key. Has been a big focus. Music and art and photography. So those three things. I think it's all art, but artists, photography, and musicians. That has been Google Plus. I think to a T. Those three things. Tech too, but for sure those are the big things here. And John, artists and the Plus. I mean, great show. I think we'll wrap it up soon. Do you have any thoughts about tonight's show compared to what you've seen before and what you want to do in the future, John?
Well, no, I mean, I think tonight's show was a good example of all the talent that is on Google Plus, and that's been my main focus, is to help these people get their music out there. And not that they need my help, but you know, I just
I need your help.
They don't. They're all incredibly talented. They don't need my help.
We need
but
We need each other. But that's what it is. So you took an initiative and you did something and you were able to run with that initiative. There's a lot of people doing a lot of things, and I hope more people get recognized and more pages and people, what they're doing could be brought out to the world and explored, because you really can't use a Hangout or a video chat like this. There's Skype, and you can't really do this in any other social way in such a major way and tie it to YouTube and Google.com and all the big websites that are out there, So I'm looking forward to what's coming next, and I don't necessarily know. Some celebrities and musicians, big time, have used it mostly to sell things, promote things, not necessarily just like to hang out. So I'm looking forward to more musicians and artists and celebrities just hanging out and letting it go. They have to. I think some of the ones they do are too formal, and I feel like those are kind of boring. So it just nobody wants to watch something they can watch on TV. They'd rather see something different, something unique. So they had the Lincoln Hangout with Spielberg, and he's talking, answering questions from fans, but it almost feels like I could watch him do that on a talk show. Whereas Conan's Hangout, I think, was a little more fun, involved more people. But even so, just cutting those ropes and those strings and letting everybody just be on equal playing field and not be like, oh, I bow down to you, that kind of thing, and everybody is just like hanging out.
Yeah, talking real life, are you, Matt? Real life?
Real life, yeah.
You got in these things? Damn.
Yeah, real life.
It's just mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing.
It's actually a good thing.
For sure. Well, I can't thank you enough, John Voshell, Anacron, James Olmos, James Olmos, and Zipper Pink Monkey, Mark for jumping in, and me and Matt Rappaport, and everyone else that was on the show tonight. Tina, Vale, and Max. Can you say his last name for me? Mr. Corey Koehler. Max, I think it's Lugavere. I can't. Let me type his name. Max Lugavere. As well. Tina, Vale. And Laura Marie was here, and everyone that's watching. Shells Bell, Heather Faye was watching, William was watching. Lots of people commenting on different YouTubes and videos and posts, and Tom for being my voiceover co-host. He was a lot of fun, and just everybody. So thanks a lot. We'll see you next week. Next week I hope to have Paige Keaton in Texas. She directed a music video. And she has friends that are a band in that music video, so I hope to have either her and her band or a combination to talk about their music and what they're doing on the internet and their video, which is really indie made. And music videos, do you guys hopefully want to make music videos in the future? Would that be something, Anacron? Or before we go, James, is that something you've done or something you'd like to do with your music, your songs? Or?
Oh yeah, I've been doing videos since mid-90s.
Nice.
My first music video came out. Do you remember Video Jukebox?
Yes!
My first video that ever came out was on Video Jukebox.
No way.
He's all over the place, dude. Check out YouTube.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
You may not know it, but he's famous.
He's he's unfamous.
Unfamous. There you go. That's even
well, he should be more famous. So what's the youtube.com/Anacron or what?
Those YouTube links are crazy. Just go to YouTube and search for my name.
Search your name, all right.
Anacron.
All right, cool. And people can buy your music too?
There's a lot of
Freezing. No. This is one of his rap songs. We didn't know. It was like he's like frozen in time and space.
Frozen.
I'm taking a picture of his freeze. There he is. He's back.
Yes, he's back.
The computer is not buffering. What? No, please. Oh. Mr. Roboto. I remember him too in the video.
All right, so give him that back. How do we buy your music?
Is he back? I don't have him back yet.
Damn, I think.
Yeah, I don't have him back. Well, we'll wait for him to come back.
Well, they can add the Unfamous page here on Google Plus and his Google Plus profile, but there he is.
Okay, oh, he's back. All right, there he is. Okay, cool. You were frozen for us, man. Anacron, so can we buy your music too? Wow, that's a interesting phrase. That is terrible.
I think the internet gods are just screwing with him, damn it.
With him or me?
He's all
Well, wait,
distorted.
James, how about you? James, where can we find you and your music?
You can find me at jamesolmos, OLMOS.com, and I have my first EP that I put out, and it's all for free. Just download it.
Sweet.
Give it away. Yep.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Give it away.
We didn't talk long enough to get him unfrozen. All right, you can find Anacron too. I feel bad getting rid of signing off with his. It almost looks like he's like in a sci-fi movie without.
It's weird. It's creepy.
It's like I'm gonna have to like meme that. This is I had a sci-fi musician here on Hangout Conversations. Mark, thanks for dropping by too. And Mark was in the live New York City concert. We had the second one with Ryan and Rebecca and Heather jumped in. That was a lot of fun.
I'm always hanging out. I'm the biggest fan.
You're awesome. John Voshell, thank you so much, man. Delaware, hope to see you soon. Hope you come up to New York. People have some more shows. And I look forward in the spotlight. Plug your on Monday with Max. And what else do you have coming up for us?
With Max, Wednesday I have Sabrina Signs on in the spotlight. And on the 27th, Tina Vale will be doing a concert with Paul Platt and John Levy.
Cool. And
looking forward to that one.
Looking forward to all of them. Thanks a lot for watching. Good night. I don't think we're going to do Conversations Plus, I think, because my butt's too numb for that, but maybe we'll see. That's an after show with the audience. Good night, everybody.
Later.
We get to your waitresses and waiters and bartenders and moms.